And this is How Did I End Up Here, Max Silin.
Good evening, dear friends. I have been actively engaged with the Toastmasters for the past 5 years. Actually 5 years, 6 months and 11 days. And over the past 2 to 3 years, on some weeks, I have been finding myself spending 5 evenings in a row on a given week with the Toastmasters, speaking about Toastmasters. And at those times, I have been questioning myself, how did I end up here? And I grew to believe that there were 3 particular feelings, 3 particular emotions that have contributed to this long-lasting relationship. One that got me hooked up, one that kept me going, and one that will ensure that I'm going to stay engaged in the future. What do you think was the feeling that got me hooked up on the Toastmasters in the first place? Any ideas?
Exchange.
Nope. Anything?
Fear.
Fear? Not quite.
Boredom.
Boredom? No. Alright, you will never guess, because it was as simple as pure pride. There is a joke. How do fish get in business? And the answer is, they start on a small scale. And this is exactly how I started. When I first came to Toastmasters, I was this little tiny fish, almost like the Dory from the infamous cartoon. I mean, speechless, like a fish. At the first meeting, I got dragged up on the stage to participate in the table topics session. And I spoke. Not so good, not so bad, so-so. At least nobody ran out of the room as I was speaking. That was good enough. But guess what? At the very end of that meeting, they named me as the best table topics speaker of the night. And they gave me a ribbon. Wasn't I proud of myself? Oh yeah. Especially looking at all those idiots sitting in the room who've been coming to Toastmasters, practicing their public speaking. Look at me. First time in. Best speaker. Got a ribbon. Oh, hell, I was proud of myself. So proud that the very next week I decided to come back to that same club to get another one of these. And I did. It was at that moment that I was confident that I truly belonged to the place. And I decided to join the club to foster that inner talent hidden deep inside myself, the talent of public speaking. So I joined the club only to find out that it was sort of a common practice at that club to award the best table topics speaker ribbons to those newcomers who are not very bad and potentially could have a chance to convert into members. Oh, and by the way, Katya, don't worry, we don't play such tricks here at the Toastbusters.
I don't believe anymore.
Here it's all, no, seriously, it's all fair play, okay? No tricks, fair play. Hello, Toastbusters, keep it hush. But all in all, the club that I joined was quite a good one. They had a friendly atmosphere, they provided me with a supportive environment which allowed me to grow and practice my public speaking skills. And by the time I was about to deliver my 9th project, coincidentally I relocated from Canada to Moscow. And naturally I came to one of the Moscow Toastmasters clubs to deliver my 9th project. Inside myself, I was confident that I would be arguably the best speaker during that meeting. Well, think about it. Came from Canada, been a Toastmaster for a year. Watch me on the stage. So I came, I delivered my speech, and then it was the evaluation time. And guess who was my evaluator? No, but quite close. Dennis Shevchuk it was. This guy just took my speech apart. I felt so beaten after his evaluation. And then after the meeting, he came by, gently tapped me on the shoulder, and said to me, "You know, Max, your speech wasn't very bad. And you know, if you continue coming to Toastmasters, you will be a good speaker. Someday. Maybe. Of course, not as good as I am. And at that moment, looking straight into Dennis' eye, I could feel how the feeling of pride was giving way to the feeling of love. I loved Dennis at that moment full-heartedly, and I hated him at the same time. It was a bit of a bittersweet feeling between us. But let's face it, when I came to Toastmasters in Moscow, I had no friends in Moscow, no acquaintances. And you, my fellow Toastmasters, became my friends. You have been cheering me as I was delivering my shabby speeches. You have surrounded me by this friendly atmosphere. You have been so supportive. I've been mingling with you so much. And more importantly than anything else, you gave me many more ribbons. And that's great. I just indulge in all the love that you give me. But as it is with any long-lasting relationship, there is a price to pay. And with great love comes greater responsibility. I remember when I just started with the Toastmasters, 1 month in, they offered me a role of VPPR at the club. And I took up on it, and quite liked it. It allowed me to put my creativity hat on, make a difference within the club, stand out in the crowd, and that was great. Do you remember that in the famous Russian movie «Служебный роман» there was this quote? Это Шура, сотрудник бухгалтерии. Ее однажды выдвинули на общественные работы, и с тех пор не могут задвинуть обратно. So that quote represents my existence within Toastmasters ever since I started. I've pretty much been involved a lot in many different activities. I served as a club mentor, I've been a member of the Moscow Area Executive Committee, I conducted multiple workshops. But at some point it struck me, the more I give, the more I get. And it's my solely responsibility to keep these ribbons flowing my way, along with your love. And the responsibility is that third feeling that will ensure that I stay engaged. In conclusion, I hope that, same as I am, you are all proud to be members of our vibrant Moscow area Toastmasters community. Same as I am, every time you come to Toastmasters, you feel loved. And you get an opportunity to give love back. And together, we are all responsible for the bright future of the Toastmasters in Russia. And trust me, there are so many more ribbons to come.